Thank God. Great win. Great win by the Sixers last night. Great win. Easy game. They basically led the entire time. Largest lead was 13. Spurs' largest lead was like 2. It was like 6-4, something like that. Sixers dominated this game. On the offensive side, on the defensive side, on the glass, assisting. They were dominant. They were just dominant. The Spurs took a timeout, 7-4. I mean, it was they led this entire game. And it good. We should. The Spurs were 1-6 coming into this game. The Spurs were 1-6 at home or away games. Sixers are 5-0 at home. They are now 6-0. 6-0 at home. They're obviously won the game. 10-5. And they beat them 115-104. Joel Embiid, he was in a little bit of foul trouble, got taken out a little earlier than, he would have liked. 21 points, 3 assists, 14 rebounds. He was 9 of 13. Very efficient night for Joel Embiid. He was also like 8 of 8 before his first miss. And he missed it and then he put it right back in. So he was dominant tonight. No, I mean, him and LaMarcus Aldridge kind of went at it a little bit during the second quarter, but it was really all Embiid. They were only going at him because he had 2 fouls. He got his 3rd foul, put him on the bench. Okay. What are you going to do? You can't play the guy with 3 fouls in the first half. You just can't do that. You gotta take him out. You gotta rest him. Can't get your best player in foul trouble. You just can't. He did speak after the game though, and they were talking really about load management and all that stuff. And he said it. He just wants to play. He doesn't care about all that. He just wants to play in the game. And I respect that, obviously. I mean, he's the best player. Obviously, I want him to play every game. I know that he can't play every game because that's just not what you do. No NBA player really plays all 82 games at this point in their careers. It's just not a thing, especially with the load management kind of mentality of the GMs, of the coaches. It's a different league than it was when Iverson played, when Jordan played. Even when LeBron was first coming into the league, it's a different era of basketball. You got to rest up for the playoffs, and then you go through there dominating the playoffs. But Embiid, he came out and said, I don't care about this load management BS. I just want to play. I just want to build chemistry. And I love that. I want him to play. But again, you can't. You can't play every game. Tobias Harris had a very good night. 26 points, 4 assists, 6 rebounds. He was 10 of 16 from the field. He's looked better as of late. A lot better. I mean, the last couple home games he's had, he was like 0 of 9 for 3, and he was just awful. But last night, he had a very good game. Again, 26 points, 10 of 16 from the field. That's very good. That's very efficient. I like when he does good. I need him to do good. We just paid the man $180 million. He can't be, shooting as poorly as he was in past games. He can't be. We paid him too much money for him to not be putting up at least 22, 23 points a game. This is max contract money. I mean, gotta be better. He was good last night. He's been good in the past few games. He's got to be more consistent, though. Horford had a very good night. For Horford, who has struggled as of late, especially with Embiid in the lineup, he's struggled a little bit more. He finished with 18 points, 6 assists, 9 rebounds. He had a good game. I mean, he's older, 33. I'm not going to expect 20-something points from Al Horford a night. He only averaged 13 last season, and now he's in an offense with even more score power. It's just not going to happen. I know for a fact it's not going to happen. I would be surprised if he averages 14, 15. I would love him to, because then you got how many 15-point scorers on that team? Probably 4. 4 or 5. Probably. I would think so. Josh Richardson also did not play last night. He's game time decision tonight against the Heat. Jimmy Butler is back. I've already kind of said my piece about Jimmy. Don't know if I'm going to boo him. I'll be there, though. Furkan, much better. Much better. His defense is still a little rusty, and I don't know if I can trust Furkan as much as some people do. I'm not going to go out and say, oh, Furkan is this. Furkan is great. Furkan's amazing. I'm not going to say that because I know he's not. He has his moments. He has games where he's good, but he's never going to be amazing. And Furkan can't be the shooter of the future for this team. He can't be. I get it. He can kind of create a shot a little bit off the dribble, a little fade away. He had a shot like that yesterday. He was also huge in the little run that we had in the third quarter. Look, it's good. I'm glad that he did it. 17 points, 4 rebounds. I'm glad. I want Furkan to do good. I've said it all season long. I want him to do good, but I don't trust Furkan to do good every game. And the less minutes he gets, the more effective he's been. The more minutes he's gotten, the less effective he's been. Ben Simmons, first triple-double this season. 10 points, 13 assists, 10 rebounds. He struggled a little bit from the field. He was in a little bit of foul trouble. His defense is still great. DeRozan had 26 points. Look, I'll live with a DeRozan 26. We got the win. We won by 11 points. Clearly, he did not do much to, affect this game, considering we beat them by 11. James Ennis was really the only main guy off the bench. 13 points, 3 rebounds, 5 of 6 from the field. He's stepped up. He has really stepped up big time this season. And, he took that pay cut. He could have went to New York. He could have gotten, $3, $4, $5 million a year for a few years. Instead, he took a pay cut to stay with the Sixers to hopefully win a championship. And I really do. I love players like that. I love James Ennis. He's a good basketball player. He's a great defender. He hustles. He gets offensive rebounds. He can put back dunks. He's athletic. I really do like James Ennis, and there's nothing. He's a bench player. He's a very solid bench player. He's good for this team. Mike Scott was a little quiet tonight. He had 2 points. Matisse had 2 points. He had a dunk. But look, our bench players, like Matisse, are there for defense. And I understand that. But James Ennis can give you a little bit of both. He can lock up on the defensive side, and he can score. And he can shoot threes at like a very high rate. He can shoot threes. And I understand that Mike Scott can also shoot threes. And Mike Scott's one of my favorite players on the team. I love Mike Scott. I see him all the time. I try to go to as many events as where he's at all the time. But James Ennis, taking a pay cut, he's been huge this season so far. He's been huge. The Sixers were leading all game. The defense was great. We were 10 of 26 from 3. That's solid. That's very good for us. 51% from the field. We had 51 rebounds to San Antonio's 32. We had 13 offensive rebounds to San Antonio's 3. We have been dominant on the glass this season. And look at our players. Joel Embiid, 7 foot. Al Horford, 6'10". Tobias, 6'9". Ben, 6'10". They should be getting rebounds. We should be dominating the glass. But the fact that we get 13 offensive rebounds, that's really good. That San Antonio had 3 offensive rebounds. Look, we played a very good game. We really did. And also we had 32 assists. Moving the rock can really it's really effective. It really is. I mean, you got to think. Teams can't guard every player on the court. If you swing the ball to the left or the right of you, somebody's got to be open eventually. And I didn't write down the stats, but Trey Burke also had a very solid game. He had a few crossovers that really got the crowd into it. They were like, ooh, ah. He gave you those moments. He missed a couple shots, missed a couple layups, but look, he's so quick and fast. He's so quick that he really does get by defenders very good, like efficiently. He's very good at what he does. And I don't expect him to be the sixth man of the year or anything like that. I mean, Lou Will with the Clippers is, he's been balling, especially this past week. He had 25 points last night in the second half alone. He's unreal. I mean, I would love a guy like that off the bench. But, we have what we have right now. We're 10-5 on the season. We're playing good basketball. We're rebounding the ball great. Ben has shot the ball a little bit more. He took a fadeaway jump shot yesterday. It wasn't close. He hit the backboard. But, look, at least he's shooting them. I want him to shoot. And it was a little bit of a rough day for Ben on the shooting side, on the offensive side of things. But he still did get a triple-double, 13 assists. When Ben isn't shooting well, he does normally pass the ball a lot more. And that's why he's so good. But again, Sixers beat the Spurs 115-104. They are now 10-5 on the season. They played the Miami Heat tonight. Jimmy Butler back in town for the first time since he left. Joel Embiid, 21 points. Tobias, 26. Horford, 18. Furkan, 17. Ben, triple-double. That's it for me. Like, share, comment, subscribe. And I'm out. Peace.